And every Tuesday, traffic expert Jason Luber tells us about something that is driving you crazy.
Yeah, Jason, this week you're getting answers for a viewer about a gutter on Colfax.
Well, yeah, and it's not a problem really now at this time of year when it starts warming up, but during the winter when it's colder, it definitely is. So it was Danny from Arvada who wrote to me a really interesting question. He says, what's driving you crazy? Why is there always water in the gutter on eastbound Colfax between Reed and Pierce? I noticed this probably 6 or 7 years ago. On warm days, it's a non-issue, but when it's below freezing, it turns the right lane of Colfax into an ice rink. I personally have slid in this spot many times, cruised by sometimes. Sometime I guarantee the water will be there. Well, that's exactly what I did there, Danny. I cruised by and I saw that water flowing from what looked like a crack in the ground right next to a plugged storm drain. The water was flowing down Reed Street to Colfax, where it congealed into an area of slush and ice. As I took this video in early February, the water formed to a fairly large ice dome right down the east side of Colfax, where it eventually disappeared into a large storm drain. Now, when I looked at the Google Street View, the oldest one I could find goes back to November of 2007, almost 20 years ago. And the water was flowing back then from the same exact place it is today. I asked the city of Lakewood if they're aware of this Reed Street Spring, as I call it. They told me this water that we're seeing is groundwater seeping up to the surface from that vacant property on the corner of Reed and Colfax. And I was told that the property owner has taken measures to address this flow. So I reached out to the real estate company selling that property to ask the property owner, listed with the Jefferson County Assessor's Office as F&M Properties in Texas, what they have done to address this groundwater flowing into the street. He told me that he passed along the message to the owner, who never replied with an answer. I called the phone number listed for F&M, left a message, that was never returned. I asked Denver attorney Robert Manning if a driver slid on the ice. Let's say they got into a crash, or let's say a person like me, when I was crossing the street, I started to slip a little bit on that ice. Let's say I fell on that ice flow. Who would be responsible? He told me it would most likely be the landowner, but said the city of Lakewood could have some liability as well. The city of Lakewood tells me their city maintenance crews are aware of this ice and slush situation and will clean out the inlets and outlets when needed to prevent standing water as much as possible. Although from the pictures that I've seen over the years, they might need to make some more routine visits. The ice probably won't be a problem until next winter, but you could always report the ice if you see it building up too. The city of Lakewood has I have put their contact information right there on the online version of this story. I have a lot more details about what the property is like, comments from the attorney, a lot more information on the online version of the story right now on Denver7.com.
I can't believe Google Street View has been around that long and you can still find that on there.
I know. Wow. I was surprised. 20 years and it's still happening.
Oh my gosh.
Really surprising.
Wow.
Well, hopefully the other parts of the drive a little bit safer.
Oh no, we're just waiting for some construction to wrap up. Actually, let me take you out there on the map. So this is the overall map, and we're talking about Lakewood out there on the west side of town. So that's it right there near Wadsworth, Colfax. So over there at Reed Street and Pierce, you'll see the water if you head out there right now. The rest of the drive out to the west side, Lisa, like 6th Avenue, I-70, it's all wide open for you.
Lakewood, for those that are from there, Jace, we call it the Wood.
Ah, the Wood.
The Wood, yeah, out there on the west side of town.